Okay, so we're going to jump right in here and get started with my Juvia's Place bronzers. Now, here I've got the shade Tan, Deep, Dark and Dark. Actually, let me swap these around. And I use all three shades. This one's actually a little bit too dark, so I tend to use it for contouring. But yeah, here we go. So we'll start with tanned. I love the formula on this. I've got my hand there because obviously there is a mirror. In fact, let me just use that. I like this. This is really good for every day for deep skin tones. I mean, personally, I think this might be a little bit too dark for tan tones, but to be fair, there's 5 of them to choose from, so that's fine. So that is the tan color. I tend to use, as you can see, this one here. Formula is really nice. It really blends really nice. I do use this one like in the winter months. So at the moment I'm using this one, but I would say from October I was using this one. And then likewise, if we actually no, I'll open all of them out so you can have a good comparison. So I'm not sure if the camera's picking up just how dark these are. Is that, can you see? Yeah, there we go. So this one, this shade is too dark. I have to generally use it for contouring, but that's a good thing. First of all, listen, in a world where we were used to having no shades, now all of a sudden we have options. I can pick 3. So I would often, my favorite things to mix is this shade and this shade here. This is really nice as well, but it's quite warm, so I would use that in the summer months, being completely honest. And then this one, again, I've got to be hella tan to use both of these, but I like the fact that this here is a bit more cooler. So these both of them are actually quite good for contouring. So that's my Juvia's Place, and I love the formula on these. Okay, next we have my Victoria Beckham, and I've got this one in shade 4. I'm actually going to go back and get shade 5. This is beautiful, like really nice and heavy. Again, I'm going to give props where props are due. Whenever somebody comes out at the gate with their first launch of bronzers and include all the girls, I love it. Now, this is beautiful, absolutely stunning. If I just rub that in there, gorgeous bronzers. Oh, love. Yeah, these are really nice, really easy to use. As you can see, I just washed my arm. Really easy to use. As I said, I do need to get the darker one though, because this is great for now, but the minute I get a bit of colour, it's a wrap. This one's about £60. The formula is fantastic, so again, for straight out the gate, she did a fantastic job. I'm going to go to the Viv bronzers as well. This is Viv's first launch with bronzers as well. Look at that. This is spectacular. Look at that, absolutely spectacular. If I do that, you're gonna see it. Wowzers, wow. If you wanna bronze to the gods, yeah, the Viv will get you there. This is absolutely stunning. And come on, pack a gin, right? Pack a gin. Like, I love this one. Also this year, I kind of really got into, for the first time, cream bronzers. So I really enjoyed this one. This one is the Say bronzer. This is shade, what was this one? Deep bronze. I also have dark bronze, and when I tell you that, let me show you dark bronze. Look at that. That is wowzers. And if I get this one open, and I like it because it's not overly warm. So you're not gonna get that horrible orange kind of look at that. Yum. And if I put them side by side, oh gosh, so this is my, at the moment, to be honest with you, I probably use this one every time I put on makeup. As you can see, it's quite a nice dent in it. Every time I put on makeup, I use this one. If I get a tan, I use this one, but I could also contour with that as well. But yeah, I would say, if I'm being completely honest, that Say is probably my bronzer of 2021. If I'm being completely honest, Say is definitely my bronzer of 2021. It is that good. Okay, next we have the Patrick Tar. Now, I like it. I mean, first, the packaging is gorgeous. I like it, but I mean, here's the thing. I love the cream portion of it. I think the cream portion is really nice, but it's a tad dark. But I do like it, because I've used it once or twice. But the powder version of it, I find it doesn't move as nicely as I would prefer. Like, you have to be very fixed in where you put it, but that's quite nice. You have to be very fixed in where you put it, because it doesn't, once it's laid down, it doesn't move quite nicely. So that's my biggest issue with this one. Again, I like the fact that this is covered, so it's great, but the powder bit is always a bit, I'm always a bit reluctant to use it because I don't want it stuck in place. Sorry, I just realised I was blinding you guys. I don't want it stuck in place, so that's my biggest problem with it. Okay, next, another newbie to this year and another cream bronzer that I tried was the Anastasia Beverly Hill bronzers. Now these are called the cream bronzers, and I've got hazelnut, and I have chestnut here. Chestnut, I don't know what I'm saying like that. Okay, so I'm gonna just pop these two open, and I'm gonna be really transparent. I've not used them, they've still got still got the plastic on them. The reason being because I wanted to do a full face of new makeup. So in fairness, I can't comment on how nice or not these are, but one thing I do like is the camera is picking up how warm and deep this one is against this one, which actually in real life isn't that obvious. So actually it's nice to be able to see that comparison there. I'm looking forward to trying these, maybe in my New Year's Get Ready With Me video, perhaps. But yeah, apologies if that reflection is frustrating, but yeah, these are two that I need to try this year as well. Oh, well, 2022. Next we have the Tower 28 bronzer. Now, as you can see, I have used the ish out of this. Like, I have had a good old time with this. This bronzer is beautiful. This is one of those ones that gives you that shiny kind of glow. If I put my hands there, it gives you like a really shiny kind of summery glow. Not sure if it's picking it up, but oh, it's lovely. Is that better? Anyway, it's lovely. So this one I've enjoyed using. I've made a good dent in this one actually. I think it's relatively cheap, and Tower 28 can get a cult beauty in the UK. So if my UK girls, give it a whirl. It just gives you that kind of, rather than the matte bronze, it's you kind of a glow kind of bronze. So I've really enjoyed that one actually. I did struggle in the beginning trying to figure out what brush to use. But what I tend to do is I dab it on and then I use a sponge to blend this out. The two other bronzers that I picked up this year are the blush bronzers. My fingers are disgusting. My blush bronzers from Made by Mitchell. Here I have the shade Inlaid, and we also have Blend and Snatch. Now, I use these interchangeably, like more times than not. I'm not entirely sure which one I'm actually using because I use them interchangeably. There's not a massive difference between the two. So I'm just going to take that one first, and now if I put that there. Oh. And what I like about it is it goes on liquid and it kind of dries down like a suede finish. I'm just going to grab the other one. As I said, I use them interchangeably, so for the best part, I don't actually know which ones I'm putting on. Okay, so this is slightly darker, but more times than not, when I'm actually putting them on, I don't know which I'm putting on. And sometimes I just use both. So there we go. And I do enjoy them because before they dry down, they move so nicely. So you've got a bit of time, and then they'll dry down is like that. I do tend to set them with face powder afterwards, but that's really, really nice. I love them both. And again, they're so easy to use. I mean, because these are technically liquid bronzers. I wouldn't even call them cream, but they're really nice. They're really easy to use. Okay, and last for this section, we have the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I have used this maybe once. Yeah, I've used it maybe once. Now, this is a gorgeous... What shade is this, actually? This is Sunkissed. It's a gorgeous bronzer. It's really, really nice as a bronzer. Really, really gorgeous bronzer. Really dirt cheap. I think it cost me between £6 and £8. I ideally wanted to use it in a testing new products for the cheap and cheerful version, but I just never got around to it. But I will try to. But actually, I've got one other bronzer that I'd love to try for that. But as the putty bronzers go, it's not a putty. It's not really a putty formula. It's a cream bronzer. Let's just call it what it is. It's a cream bronzer. It's not like the putty bronzers, but it is like the putty blush. Next we have the Huda glowish bronzers, and I'm going to be really, really, really honest. I hate these ones. If I had to declutter, it'd more likely to not be these two because they're just trash. They're just... I personally don't like them. I don't think they give what they're supposed to give. I just find them boring. I don't reach for them. And they're actually technically not matte. They're technically not matte. They do give a bit of a sheen to them. And then there's another shade here. So this shade is the Deep Tan, and that one was number 5 Rich. And I have them, so I'll use... Wrong finger really, use that one. I have them, so I'll use them, but I just don't think very much of them, being completely transparent. That's probably the worst swatch ever. That's it there. But yeah, I don't... If I had to declutter something, it'd probably be these ones. I just don't love them. I don't like the way they blend. I don't like... They're really confused as to what they are. Are you a matte? Do you have sheen? Are you a glow? It's really confused, and because of that reason, if I had to declutter something, it would be these. Next I have my Gucci bronzer. Now I love this Gucci bronzer. My only issue with it is there we go. My only issue with it is a little bit too orange. So I do want to get a shade down. I think I picked shade 5, which is the darkest one. Yeah, that's correct. Shade 5, which is the darkest one. So I want to go back and get shade 4 because it's just a little bit too orange. So that's the only reason I don't use it. I mean, It's a beautiful formula though. That's literally the only reason I do not use it, is because it's just a bit, so you can see it there, it's just a bit orange. Let me see if I can build that up. I think the depth is nice, it's just too orange. But yeah, for the summer, that's absolutely fine. Just for now, no. Next, I have two from Revolution. Now, Revolution, I must say, came through for the girlies. So this shade is called Splendor. So it's called the Splendor Ultra Matte Bronzer, and this shade is medium. And look at that. That is beautiful, and it smells like pineapples. And I think this thing costs like £8. It is so nice. I'm gonna open the next one. So that's medium. This one is dark. Look at that. Can you see the, I mean, there's not a massive difference between them, the two. This one is deeper and a little bit more neutral, but, and they're both they smell like pineapple, but these are gorgeous, like stunning bronzers for £9. Like, I have to give it to Revolution. The fact that I can pick up about 3 or 4 from this particular range is phenomenal. I have another one from Revolution, which is this is the XX Revolution brand. So this is the bronze skin. Now they only have 3 colors, which makes absolutely no sense, and this is the darkest one, called Agenda. I'll be honest, I've not actually opened it, as you can see, so I'm going to pop it open at the bottom. And I had originally planned to do a cheap and cheerful video with looks like a full face, but I just never got around to it. So this is what it looks like, and I've swatched it. It's sweating, but anyway, look at that. That's beautiful. You can just tell that's going to be beautiful on the skin. I'm unsure of what the quality is going to be like, on how long it lasts, but I think it's a great place to start. And I think this I got for £12. I think it sells for 15, but I got it for 12. So that's another one by Revolution. So Revolution's coming through for the girls, for sure. Okay, so next in my collection, we're going to go in with the Kevyn Aucoin, the Neo Bronzer. And this is in Sundown Deep. I was desperate to get my hands on this, and then when I got it, it was just a bit meh. I mean, it's just a bit meh. Like, actually, no, that's quite nice. Actually, no, that's quite nice. But yeah, I don't use this nearly as often. Do you know what? When there were fewer options, I used this. As you can see, this has been used. When there were fewer options, it was easy to use these. But now that there's so many options out there, like for instance, I can't use this side. This side isn't great. That's ashy. Come on, that's really, really ashy. The deeper side, sure, but I mean, that I'm literally going to end up just using this part of it here. So yeah, I mean, it was great when I first bought it, but we have so many options now that this isn't cutting it anymore. So that's Kevyn Aucoin. Next, we have another one by Revolution. Now, I'm going to pop this open. This was another one I like to break my nails. There we go. This one is called the Vestige Bronzer. That's the shade, actually. And it's by the XX brand. Look at that. That's beautiful. And as you can see, I've made a nice dent in that one as well. I really enjoyed this when it came out. I've got another one. I think I decluttered it because it was a bit orange. Another shade. It's a bit orange, but actually that's a nice shade bronzer. That is a really nice bronzer. I really like this one. I think, again, it's like £6 or £7. Like, Revolution, don't sleep on them. If you want a decent bronzer, have a few options, low cost, Revolution. Next, I have a Becca bronzer, and this one is called Maui Nights, and this is part of the Sunlit bronzers. I'll be honest with you, when I first got this, I used the crap out of it. These things are trying to break my nails. When I first got it, I used the crap out of it, but actually it's quite orange, and I do think the camera's picking up how orange it is actually. It is quite orange, and if I pop her there, and that's the only thing that stops me using it, because it's really, really orange. Let me build that up a little bit. It's really, really orange. That's the only thing that stops me using it. And as you can't really buy Becca anymore, I'm reluctant to throw it away. What I might do is just wait till the summer and use it as one of those kind of deep burnt looking bronzers. But yeah, I like that one too. And it's got a sheen to it. It's not just strictly matte. Next we have the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Mahogany bronzer. But it just says powder bronzer. When I first got this, I used the ish out of it. Not so much now. It's actually a little bit neutral for my likings. As you can see, it's really, 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 really neutral for a bronzer. And it's fine now, but in the summer, it's not deep enough. But this is like Anastasia's first kind of outing into bronzers. As you see, I used to use the crap out of it. It's got a nice dent in it. It's fine. It's nothing to write home about. And to be honest with you, I think it's expensive for what it is. Right, now we've got two from NARS. One of them is a completely matte bronzer. So this is Corimba, this is the matte bronzer. I waited and waited and waited for this bronzer to come out because I love the other one. This is nice as well. Tiny bit orange, but on the whole, that colour is gorgeous. And you saw it just keeps going. It's a really, really nice bronzer. I love this one. I kind of forgot I had it, but I love it. And only because I'm really into cream bronzers at the moment. But this bronzer, oh my God. Then we have, this one is Punta Cana. This is like a bronzer, but it's, how can I explain it? It's a bit of a sheeny one. It's nice though, but I think this is like the deepest one. So, and I'm always a bit reluctant. If it doesn't go that deep, as you can see, look at the difference between these two bronzers. So Corimba definitely stands out. And it doesn't go that deep. This is the deepest shades, and I can just about use it. But if you're deeper than me, forget about it. Which, and I'm a bit fussy about that. I feel like if I don't have options, I'm always a bit, I need to have at least 2 shades in a brand for me to consider it good. And this is the deepest one. Next we have the Jouer bronzer, and this is in deep to dark, the duo bronzer, and one side is called Sun Glow and the other side is called Sun Gaze. This one I love. In the winter months, this is beautiful. And I like the fact that I have a choice. More often than not, I just mix them. Being completely transparent, I just mix them, but I love this one. As you can see, I use the ish out of it. The ones that look heavily used, that are quite old, are from an era when we didn't have great choices. So I've almost forgotten I had this one, but this is gorgeous. Look at that. Lovely. Now this is one I'm probably going to declutter. I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest with you. This is a sleek one. Again, when I first started getting into makeup. And this is called the Face Form. It's just as dark. And to be honest with you, out of all of these, the only shade I can use is this. And it's ashy. As you can see there in the middle, it's just a bit ashy. It's not giving. It's not giving. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm probably going to declutter this because I'm not going to use either of those highlights either. So stick that there. Now this one here, Morphe, gorgeous, but actually you can't get it anymore. They discontinued it, and they went down to like £3, so I bought about 4 of these. And this is the Brontor, and this is in Showmance. You can get this colour in the larger, they've got like a larger face palette that you can get. It's in there, but here we go. Look at that, beautiful colour. I use the crap out of this because it is just so good. Look at that, come on. And I've got like 3 or 4 backups. It's definitely worth it. I don't really use that side because it doesn't give anything, but sometimes if I want to give a bit of a sheen to my bronzer, then yeah, I'll rub it in between both. As you can see, it's hard not to. I tend to just rub it between both. Okay, and these, we're now on the home stretch. These are my last bronzers, but the fact that I have this many bronzers to be able to show you, for me, is outstanding. These brands all deserve to give themselves a round of applause because we were never in a situation before where I could have this many options. So let's quickly run through it. I've got this one from Prime Beauty. This is in the shade Bronzeville, and it's called the Bronzer. And it is really nice. The only thing with this is really dry. That's the reason I don't use it very often. It is quite dry, and because it's so dry, it doesn't move as nicely as you'd like it to move. So, and I had to get this one imported from the US. It just took forever. But other than that, oh no, one thing I forgot to say actually, the compact has fallen out quite a few times. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, not great. But I mean, it's a black one, so I won't be too harsh. Right, I do have another one from Becca, which is this one here, and this one is Ipanema Sun. I don't use this one because it's too light, and there it is there, it's just too light. At one point I did use it, but actually it's just too light, so I don't bother. I also have 3 from Fenty. So this is the first one, this is the Cocoa Naughty. I also have Thick Mint, which I use as contour, and I also have Mocha Mami. Mocha Mami is probably the one that I used to use, I use the ish out of this, but it's quite red. So again, summer bronzer. Then we've got the Thick Mint. Again, as I just said, I tend to use that as a contour because it's really deep. But I'm being honest, I haven't used it since I did the video. And then we've got Cocoa Naughty. This is probably the one I use the most because it's a nice, subtle bronze, and as you can see, I use the crap out of it. It's filthy and I don't care. I said originally that I had only 1 shade of this Revolution one, but apparently I have 2. And oh god, that's gorgeous. Oh, that's actually quite nice. Oh hello, what colour is this? This is a Photic. apoptic, I don't want to swear. Anyway, it's gorgeous. It's deep though. Yo, oh, that's deep. Wow, contour much? Yeah, that's a contour for sure. Yeah, I was going to declutter that, but I'll keep that. This is another one from Evolution. It's nice, but it's got a sheen to it. Oh, if I cover that. It's nice, but it's got a sheen to it, so hence I don't use it too much. I'm really fussy about when things have a sheen to them. Like for me, that's a summer bronzer, but it's nice. It's fine. It does the job. Where can I pop this? It does the job. I'll pop it there. Yeah, it's okay. It's a subtle bronzer. Probably should declutter it, being honest with you, and I've just put my finger in it anyway, my nail in it anyway. Next I have my Charlotte Tilbury. This is my favourite bronzer. This is my second one. The first one I had actually, I've refilled. This is the second time I've been through it. This is like one of my all-time favourite bronzers. This is gorgeous. Look at that. That is stunning. Look at that. That is a beautiful bronzer. Absolutely stunning. Hands down my favourite powder bronzer. Hands down. Now next I've got Hula Toasted and Hula Caramel, and I use them interchangeably. The Hula Caramel reminds me very much of Cocoa Naughty from Fenty, so on a day when I'm just wanting to be kind of incognito and not go too ham with the bronzer, I will use this one. In the summer, I'm unable to use Cocoa Naughty or that one, or Caramel, so I tend to go for the Toasted. The only thing is, this sometimes feels like it's hit hard pan. Not necessarily this shade, but if I show you this one, sometimes it hits, it feels like it's got a hard pan and kind of goes scratch it out. And the box is stupid. Like, it's so dumb. Like, oh my God, it's so stupid. I need to change that. I have 3 from Morphe. So I bought this one first. This was the deepest shade originally, and this was Phenom, and that was the deepest shade. And it's nice. It's a really, really, really nice golden kind of bronzer shade. And I'm gonna just pop her here. It's really nice, really gorgeous shade, as you can see. But then they came out with darker shades. So this is Supreme and this is Leader. I use them interchangeably. Like, to me, they look exactly the same. I'm sure there is a difference, but they look exactly the same. This one's probably actually a little bit deeper, but they're both quite red. And I use them interchangeably. Like, I love them. I think it's nice yet again. And there's one more shade. So now I potentially can use 4 shades from the Morphe line. So again, it's about having options, and let's put this one side by side. It's about having options, so I stand these 3. I love these 3. When I remember to use them, they are everything. Right, now our final 3 bronzers. The first one is from Sleek. What the hell is this? Yeah, okay, we're gonna declare that. And the next one is from Revolution, and that is a sculpting bronzer in the shade, so it's got cocoa extract in it, and this shade is called Enrobe. I think this is the orange one. No, it's not. But I thought I had one that was really orange. This is a really nice colour actually as well. I need to stop using that finger. There we go, she's on. Look at that. That is a beautiful bronzer. Absolutely stunning. Again, I think this was £6. So again, Revolution is doing the thing. I've got probably 3 different types of bronzers, or 4 different types of bronzers from Revolution alone that I use because they're good. And last but not least, Danessa Myrix. I love this bronzer. It's another cream one. The shade is Deep, and there we go. Look at that. Absolutely stunning as a bronzer. I've got no clean fingers left, but let's try that. Look at that. Hands down, fantastic bronzer. But Danessa has done the damn thing. Let's stick that there. Baby. Right? Absolutely right. So my thing is this. I now have a choice of probably, in my collection, over 30 bronzers, and that's testament to the fact that we now have lots and lots of, I don't feel that one way, lots and lots of options from all these different brands. And I'm going to put a shot in of absolutely all my bronzers so you can see the choice that we actually have now. So yeah, we've come a long way. So this is my collection of bronzers. There are probably over 30 bronzers here, much of which I have more than one colour of, so let's just say maybe 40. And you know what? This is progress. The fact that some of these brands have enabled me to have 3 shades, 2 shades, 3 shades, we've come far. And here's my thing, don't spend money where you're not wanted, okay? If these brands want to make colors for us, let's just buy from them. Let's not beg anybody to help us with shade ranges, because look at these lot. Look at these lot. They've done it. All right, so that's my bronzers of 2021. If you liked my video, please like, please subscribe, please share if you care, and I will see you in the next one.
You forgot some others.
Wait. Now it's the collection, full collection. Spend your money where it's wanted.